It's Donald Trump versus Kim Jong Un, the title of this video, and the nuclear showdown that we're all dreading.
To put it simply, we meet at a time of both immense promise and great peril.
Since taking power in North Korea, Kim Jong Un has aggressively worked away at ramping up his nuclear capabilities. Donald Trump's response has involved threatening the young leader of the most authoritarian regime in the world.
But if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. But if anything, that statement may not be tough enough.
What would be tougher than fire and fury?
Well, you'll see. You'll see.
Hopefully we won't see. Kim and Trump certainly exchanged some heavy blows in their war of words. Some in the White House have even advocated for what they call a bloody nose strategy, preemptive strike against North Korea, in hopes that North Korea won't respond in kind. Of course, North Korea has threatened to respond to any aggression with all-out war, and has stated that it will continue to expand its nuclear tests in the Pacific Ocean. The country has even gone so far as to sentence Trump to death for his insults of North Korea and Kim Jong Un. An editorial in government-controlled newspapers said of Trump, "The worst crime for which he can never be pardoned is that he dared malignantly hurt the dignity of the supreme leadership. He should know that he is just a hideous criminal sentenced to death by the Korean people." Somehow, I don't think they'll be able to carry that sentence out. Clearly, things are getting out of hand between Trump and Kim, so it once again falls on me to save humanity. To protect world peace, I'm pitting these two against each other in a brutal 3-round battle to determine who's the best. What's going on, guys? My name's Michael McCrudden, coming at you like a bitch with another versus video. Let's do this. Why'd I call myself a bitch? I don't know. Round 1, fight! Jumping into round 1, let's talk about image. Whether you're trying to hold on to power in a tyrannical government or convince poor people that billionaires need a tax cut, there's just no getting the job done if you don't look the part. When it comes to looks, Kim Jong Un is a stocky man with a big head and a terrible haircut. Trump, on the other hand, is a stocky man with a big head and a terrible haircut. Yeah, nature wasn't kind to either of these gentlemen. But image is more than just looks, it's also what others see you doing. For Kim, he's mostly seen looking at things. Here he is looking at lubricant being extruded at a factory. Here he is looking at ladies' shoes. And here he is looking at a giant fish. He also looks at cookies, machines, and corn. Here he is presumably looking at someone who doesn't know he's looking. As for Trump, he's seen doing all kinds of things, but most of all, he likes to be seen signing things, like executive orders. Of course, he's only human, so sometimes he forgets to sign. But he's always got Mike Pence there to make sure he gets the job done.
Thank you.
Because they support you.
They'd like me to sign the bill here instead of outside, so I think we'll do that. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. President, you need to sign it.
It's still pretty much a dead heat for round 1, so let's take a look at what people say about them. Trump has plenty of detractors, and he's been called plenty of awful things. He's been called narcissistic, ignorant, and creepy. Some have even questioned his business savvy.
A business genius, he is not.
But at the end of the day, about 39% of Americans hold a favorable opinion of him. That's about 126 million people. Even if Kim Jong Un had 100% favorability in his own country, where people are forced to pretend they adore him, well, that's just 25 million. And around the world, Trump's support is probably lower than it is at home, but it ain't zero. Whereas Kim Jong Un is hated by just about everyone outside of his country, other than Dennis Rodman. So this round, it goes to Donald Trump. Round 2, fight! For round 2, let's talk about words. George Herbert said good words are worth much and cost little. Mother Teresa said kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. As for Trump, well, he said this.
I know words. I have the best words.
Trump shows the power of his words every day, with his wonderfully quotable tweets, but perhaps the best demonstration of his command of the language is the hilarious nickname he pins on his opponents. He called Marco Rubio Little Marco, he called Ted Cruz Lion Ted, and he called Hillary Clinton Crooked Hillary. These nicknames are funny, and they also basically won him the presidency.
That's powerful.
comedy doesn't just make us laugh, it makes us think.
So what does he have for Kim Jong Un? Well, he's called him Rocket Man.
I'm a rocket man. Rocket man.
It's not the best nickname he's ever come up with, but how does it compare to the insults Kim has been able to spew? Well, in the first address to the world, Kim Jong Un went after Trump pretty harshly. Here are some of the highlights he said. The mentally deranged behavior of the US president openly expressing on the UN arena the unethical will to totally destroy a sovereign state makes even those with normal thinking faculty think about discretion and composure. Action is the best option in treating the dotard, who, hard of hearing, is uttering only what he wants to say. I will surely and definitely tame the mentally deranged US dotard with fire. That's right, in the speech he called Trump mentally deranged twice, and twice he called him a dotard. What's that? Well, it's defined as an old person, especially one who has become weak or senile. And I'm pretty sure just about everyone who heard Kim Jong Un use the word, well, they had to look it up. Trump's made some people to rush to their dictionaries as well, to double check that he had indeed misspelled the word tap. Also, to verify that kofefe was indeed not a real word. Really, this round boils down to Rocket Man versus Dotard, and I gotta say, Dotard is the better nickname. So round 2, it goes to Kim. Congratulations, Mr. Rocket Man. Round 3, fight! Finally, in round 3, let's talk about their come-up stories. Both Trump and Kim were raised in powerful families, that's for sure, but both overcame the odds to get to where they are today, and both have managed to defy expectations.
Sometimes you, misunderestimated me.
While Kim Jong Un's father and grandfather were both the unquestioned rulers of North Korea before him, Jong Un was never expected to become the supreme leader himself. The eldest son of Kim Jong Il was Kim Jong Un's half-brother, Kim Jong Nam. Nam was widely believed to be the heir apparent to his father, but seemed to fall out of favor after he embarrassed the regime in a failed attempt to visit Tokyo Disneyland with a fake passport back in 2001. On top of that, Kim Jong Il preferred Kim Jong Un's mother. There was just one problem for Un: he had another older brother born to the same mother, named Kim Jong Chul. According to Kim Jong Il's personal sushi chef, Kenji Fujimoto, Jung Chul fell out of favor with his father because he was too effeminate. So despite being the youngest son, Kim Jong Un would become the supreme leader of North Korea in 2011. When he first came into power, many outside observers speculated that his control over North Korea was tenuous and that senior party officials would oust him. But the kids managed to secure his position as head of state and keep his country full of despotism, poverty, and human rights violations. Donald J. Trump was also an unlikely successor to his father, having been born fourth to 5 children. Donald might easily have been overlooked as the next leader to his dad's company if it weren't for his close relationship to his father and obsession with real estate. Fortunately for him, his eldest sister, Marianne, was more interested in law and would go on to become a circuit court judge. Also, his older brother, Fred Jr., was an alcoholic and unfortunately passed away from his condition in 1981. Nearly 2 decades before his father. By the time Fred Sr. had passed away, Donald was so close to him, according to the New York Times, that he had actually helped draft his will. Donald himself inherited tens of millions of dollars and managed to bump that up to about $3.5 billion, according to Forbes. When it comes to political power, few expected the Donald to make it past the Iowa caucus when he first declared his candidacy for the 2016 presidential election. He not only secured the Republican nomination, but defied the odds and most polls to beat out seasoned politician Hillary Clinton in the general election. At the time of this recording, despite numerous scandals, Trump is still the president.
People are laughing at us all over the world. They think we're stupid, and we are. I mean, we're being led by stupid people.
So who has the better story? Who overcame greater odds? The answer to those questions will win this round and therefore this edition of Versus. If you're expecting me to tell you who has the better story, well,
that's not gonna happen, Rick. It's not gonna happen.
That's right, I'm leaving it up to you. Help me determine the winner by voting in the poll popping up in the card above my head. There's also a poll going on my main channel to settle the question of Oprah versus Trump, so you guys should definitely check out that video as well. My name is Michael McCrudden, thanks for checking out Versus. Let us know who you want to see in a future battle here on this channel, my main channel, or anywhere else, because we're pumping out a whole lot of good stuff. I'll see you guys in another video. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter. I think that's it. Boom!
And as I said, they will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before.
Bye.